Alrighty, thanks everyone for joining. This is a pre-recorded webinar, quick intro to BigFuture that I think will be beneficial to use throughout the school year. Feel free to refer to this video as often as you need. Today I'm just going to basically walk you through the sign-up procedures and talk you through a few of the really pivotal features that I think are going to help you create a good solid post-secondary plan. So just follow along with me for now. Try not to do as I'm doing unless you want to pause the video. I'm just going to walk you through the sign-in steps and show you a couple of key features. All right. So the first thing is, if you don't have an account, you want to make sure that you're signing up. So BigFuture is created by College Board, which is also the maker of the AP examination and the SAT. Essentially, you're creating one account that will give you access to everything. The only thing that you need to complete on this page are all of the mandatory fields. So I'm going to use a fictitious name just for the sake of getting us logged in. So I'm going to be Junior Seminar. You have to select your gender. Date of birth is also required. So I'm just going to put a quick date in here. Bear with me. And if you want to fast forward through this part, feel free to do so. Make sure you're using an email address that you actively check, especially if you're planning on using BigFuture repeatedly, because they will send you updates. They have a scholarship database through the site that you'll be able to access as well. So if you are using an email address that you check frequently, they'll be able to give you updates about certain scholarships so that you know when the deadlines are and things like that. High school graduation will be June 2018 for all juniors. So just make sure that you're selecting June 2018 and whatever your postal code would be. So not the zip code for the school. Everything else down here that you see is not mandatory. So we can skip that section right there where it says where you go to school. This username and password field, however, is mandatory. So I'm just going to do a quick one, Junior Seminar. And feel free to use our default Bulldogs 2018 password for the sake of, or if you have the standard password that you use, but you just want to make sure that you're not getting locked out of the site. I don't have access. No teacher has access to your personal BigFuture site. So the username is not available that I just chose. So I'm going to switch that up real quick and just make it Rats Junior Sim, just like my email. All right, so that works, and you have to choose a challenge question. So what's the name of your first pet? I'm just going to put Bulldogs. There we go. All right, now you can opt out any of these subscriptions. So like this is the monthly student newsletter. I think it's always good to get up-to-date irrelevant information from a site like BigFuture. So I'm going to just keep that checked for me. Hopefully I can relay some of this information to you guys. Agree with the terms and the conditions. Click next. And that's all you need. Oh, all you need to do. I said something about not being able to accept the registration. Probably the date here for the birthday. I'm going to change that to 2001. And we should be good to go. Let me just make sure. I probably have to put the password in again. As I said, if you need to, feel free to skip forward through the video. I'm just trying to give you a basic overview of what it looks like to create an account from scratch. All right, it says please confirm the following information. So just click everything just for confirmation and confirm. And now we have a College Board account created. So we don't want to exist in this site anymore. We want to get back to the BigFuture page. So I'm going to click on College Planning. That should hopefully take us back to BigFuture, which it did. Excellent. All right. So a couple of key features through this site that I want to point out to you. First, the number one is find colleges and going down to the college search option. So you just hover over Find Colleges, you go down to College Search. When you click on that link, it's going to give you a page that shows over 3,843 college options. Everything that you see on the left, I think it's about 10 or so filter options, will help you to filter this list down to a college list that pertains to who you are and what your interests are. So I always tell students that a great way to start is by choosing appropriate location, major and learning environment, and then maybe the type of school. So I'll just go through that to give you a quick example. You click on type of school, you can select 2-year and 4-year if you're looking at both, or if you just want to see 4 years, unselect 2-year, public and private. Right now, we'll talk at a future class about why you should not choose for-profit. And then we're going to choose, let's say if you're not interested in choosing a large university, we'll just click small and medium. All right. Now, I'm not going to over-select my filter options because you don't want to have a really small list. Right now, as you see up here, we're down to 1,659 results. The next thing I'm going to do is click on location, and I'm just going to select Pennsylvania as a location. We'll talk about this moving forward as well, but selecting Pennsylvania as a location is a good thing to do, especially if you're interested in capitalizing on that FIA state grant, which is about $5,500. So I'm just going to select Pennsylvania right now as the location. And now you see we have 122 four-year institutions that match our criteria. And then most importantly, the major and learning environment. So you have two options. You can either select a family of majors from the list up top, which is really vague. It's going to give you a lot of different options. What I'm hoping that most of you will do instead of doing that, if you know what your major is or your program that you're interested in is, you can actually type it in. So for this example, I'm going to type in registered nurse. You'll see that nursing comes up with the RN designation. I'll select that, and then I'll click close and see results. And now we have 61 schools in the Pennsylvania area that are small or medium-sized, public and private, that are four-year institutions that offer nursing. So here's a basic list for you to begin your college search process. Now, it's two different layouts. This, what you're looking at right now, is a grid layout, and then you have the list format. You can also show your layout by the U.S. map, but doesn't really serve us a great purpose right now since we're all in the Pennsylvania area for this example. So I'll keep the grid layout. All right. Once you have your list down, now you can start to get a little bit deeper into your research. We're going to click on a school. We'll click on Bloomsburg University right now, which is one of our 14 state schools in Pennsylvania. And actually, you know what? I'm actually going to take that back. I'm going to go back from Bloomsburg and select another option because some of the state schools don't give me a full layout of information. I'll select Gettysburg College, okay? So just for today, this is an introduction to BigFuture. I'm going to show you a couple of key features. One is when you click on the Applying tab on the left-hand side, in the middle of the page, you'll see a lot of great things. What's important, so you can see from an admissions perspective what they really value in their applicants was very important and considered. You can also click on academics and GPA. If you scroll down to the middle or bottom of the page, you'll see, well, this school doesn't report it. Usually a school will report the GPAs of their incoming freshmen. Maybe they just haven't updated it. However, you can see which percentage of their freshmen were in the top half, top quarter, and top 10th of their high school graduating class. Let's see if they report the ACT scores. We can scroll down to the bottom here. We see here that this school is not reporting its ACT score. So let's go back out for a second. I want to show you guys a school that gives you a little bit more information. Let's try move forward to the next results. This is your college list, so it'll always remain here if you have an account. Let's try Mercyhurst College in Erie, Pennsylvania. We're going to do the same thing. We'll click on Applying, and then we can click on SAT and ACT scores. None of the schools seem to have this updated. And this might be a feature that BigFuture just hasn't activated yet, so I'll figure out what's going on there. but usually your ACT scores would be on this tab, and then you could see your the GPA of the income. Oh, great! They show you on this tab for this school what the GPA layout looks like. So you can see here that 15% of their incoming freshmen had between a 3.25 and a 3.49. So if this fits your current academic profile, you can kind of look at this 15% and all the other categories below it to get an estimate of what your chances are of getting in with that GPA. So you got 15, 23, 17, 3. You want to take that with a grain of salt because it doesn't show other things like the personal essay. It doesn't show what the ACT scores of these students were, but it does show the percentage of students that came in with a similar GPA as you. One other thing before I let you guys go, if you click on Paying, you'll see a really nice layout, a snapshot of financial aid, both in-state and out-of-state. I shouldn't say financial aid. This is for college costs before financial aid. So you see your in-state costs, everything from tuition and fees, room and board, which are your non-negotiables. Those are the things you can get billed for, to your books and supplies, personal expenses, and transportation expenses. These are the things that vary amongst student to student. You see the in-state costs, and when you click on the out-of-state tab, you'll see that for this particular college, the numbers didn't change at all because this is a private college, and so their tuition remains the same whether you're in-state or out-of-state. So that just shows you the cost of this school in-state and out-of-state, right? Now, when you scroll up, you can click on this tab that says Financial Aid by the Numbers. This gives you, we usually give you a bigger snapshot of how many of these students have a scholarship or a grant award and what the amount of that award would be. Obviously, this school isn't reporting right now. And if the school has scholarships and the criteria for the scholarships and what it's based off of will be listed on that tab. All right. So there's really no way that you could possibly mess up anything in this site. Really want you guys to get in here and play around a little bit, get some more information about the school, about the majors that are offered. Definitely check out the application requirements, what's important, and start adding schools to your list. Now, the great thing is, if I wanted this school to be added to my list, you see this tab right here, quick and easy, says add to my college list. Clicking on that button, it now adds it to this list. What is it? 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. 6 schools at the bottom. I think you have unlimited options. You can see all colleges. Maybe it goes higher than 6, but that adds that school to your list for reference in the future. I'm done with this site now, so as always, you want to make sure that you're going to sign out so that nobody else is accessing your information. It signs you out of the page, and we're done. So now you know how to create an account for BigFuture via College Board. You also know how to navigate to the college search option. Before we leave, I'll show you one other thing that I don't necessarily need to be signed in to show you. We're going to click on under Explore Careers. You click on that careers link. So you can do this from the main page or any sub page, and you can enter in a keyword to start beginning to explore your career options. So let's say I'm going to use nursing again. That's most popular right now. So I'll type nursing in. And we see a variety of different results. Become an advanced practice nurse, become a nursing, psychiatric, and home health aide. I want to click on this one that says become a registered nurse. The great thing about searching for careers in BigFuture is that if you look down the page on your right-hand side, on the middle section, it'll show you, what it actually means to become a registered nurse. Are you ready to? So some quick tips on what, or I should say insight onto what nurses do at that registered nursing level, compensation. Even at the bottom, it shows you some data probably from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. On the right-hand side, though, it will show you specifically the types of majors, the related majors to get into that field, and further down the bottom on the right-hand side, related careers. So as you're thinking about what your plan B and plan C is, related careers might be something that you're interested in if you have designated registered nursing as being your career plan A. And then these majors on the right allow you to get an understanding of, and I'll just click on one, what the actual program entails for you to graduate to be ready to become a registered nurse. So play around with the site, check out the various articles, give me some feedback, let me know if this video was helpful. But this is a snapshot inside of BigFuture.